Have you ever wondered why something as small and healthy as an egg could be the hidden reason you wake up exhausted, run to the bathroom at night, and see your creatinine quietly creeping up? I'm Dr. Johnny, and here's the urgent truth. Most people over 60 are never told when eggs are eaten the wrong way, at the wrong time. They don't build strength. They force your kidneys to work overtime while you sleep. And kidneys that never get to rest don't fail loudly. They fail silently, night after night, test result after test result. What makes this dangerous is not the egg itself, but the habit. After 60, filtration slows, digestion softens, blood vessels stiffen, and a single evening choice can turn into repeated midnight bathroom trips, broken sleep, and a body that never fully recovers by morning. Many of my patients believed they were eating right, yet their labs told a different story because the damage wasn't dramatic, it was cumulative. But here's the good news. You don't need to give up eggs panic or follow extreme diets. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to eat eggs in harmony with your body's biological clock, so your kidneys can rest at night, your sleep can deepen, and your numbers can stabilize over time. Stay with me because one small adjustment could be the difference between your kidneys working the night shift or finally getting the rest they desperately need. The first mistake sounds harmless. In fact, many people believe it's healthy. Eating raw eggs, soft-boiled eggs, or runny yolks because they think less heat means more nutrients, easier digestion, and natural strength. I've heard this again and again from patients over 60 who were genuinely trying to take care of their health. One man told me, "Dr. Johnny, I drink 2 raw eggs every morning with honey. I thought it would give me energy." And for a while he felt fine. That's how these habits trick us. The problem didn't show up immediately. It crept in slowly, bloating, light nausea, restless sleep. Then came the nights, waking up 2, 3, sometimes 4 times to urinate. And finally, the lab results: creatinine, higher than before, kidney function slipping, just enough to raise concern. Here's what most people don't realize. Raw or undercooked eggs can carry salmonella, a bacteria you can't see, smell, or taste. In younger bodies, the immune system often fights it off. But after 60, even mild infections can cause dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, and intestinal inflammation. And dehydration is one of the fastest ways to stress the kidneys. Studies show that gastrointestinal infections in older adults significantly increase the risk of acute kidney strain, especially when fluid balance is disrupted. There's another hidden issue. Raw egg whites contain a compound called avidin, which binds to biotin, vitamin B7, and blocks its absorption. Over time, biotin deficiency can contribute to fatigue, poor metabolism, nerve issues, and brittle hair or skin. Many people assume these symptoms are just aging when in reality, nutrition is being silently sabotaged. From a digestion standpoint, raw egg protein is harder to break down. That means more undigested nitrogen waste entering the bloodstream. And guess which organ has to clear that waste? Your kidneys. When this happens repeatedly, night after night, the kidneys don't get a chance to rest. They're forced into overtime, especially during sleep when filtration should be minimal and restorative. The solution isn't extreme. Eggs don't need to be eliminated. They need to be finished. Fully cooked. Boiled for 8 to 10 minutes, steamed or gently poached until both white and yolk are set. Heat denatures harmful bacteria and transforms protein into a form your body can absorb with less metabolic stress. When digestion becomes easier, kidney workload drops and sleep often improves naturally. But understanding this first mistake is only the beginning, because cooking method alone isn't the most dangerous factor. There's another habit far more common that quietly pushes kidneys closer to the edge, especially at night. And almost everyone over 60 is doing it without realizing it. Now, if raw or undercooked eggs quietly strain the kidneys, this next habit does something even more deceptive because it looks disciplined, nutritious, and responsible. Eating too many eggs every single day. 1 egg becomes 2, 2 becomes 3. And before you realize it, eggs turn from a supplement into a daily protein load your aging kidneys were never designed to handle. I remember a woman in her late 60s who told me proudly, "Dr. Johnny, I eat eggs every day to stay strong. Breakfast was 2 eggs, sometimes another one at lunch." She wasn't overeating junk. She wasn't careless, but she was constantly tired. Her sleep was light. She woke up to urinate almost every night. And when we compared her lab results over time, her creatinine wasn't spiking dramatically, it was creeping. slowly, quietly, persistently upward. Here's the science most people never hear. Eggs are high-quality protein, but excess protein doesn't disappear. What your muscles don't use gets broken down into urea and creatinine waste products that must be filtered by the kidneys. After age 60, kidney filtration naturally slows by about 1% per year. When protein intake stays high day after day, the kidneys are forced to work harder just to keep levels stable. Over time, that extra effort becomes chronic strain. And it's not just protein. Egg yolks also contain significant cholesterol. Multiple studies have shown that frequent high cholesterol intake can increase blood viscosity and accelerate vascular stiffness. The problem is that kidney filters are fed by extremely tiny blood vessels. When circulation thickens, filtration efficiency drops. That's when people begin to notice rising blood pressure, nighttime urination, and labs that no longer look normal for their age. The solution here isn't fear, it's precision. For most adults, over 63 to 4 eggs per week is enough to gain the benefits without overwhelming the system. 1 egg in a day is plenty. Many kidney-focused nutrition guidelines even recommend prioritizing egg whites over yolks because they deliver protein with less phosphorus and cholesterol load. Spread protein throughout the day. Let the kidneys process gently, not urgently. Because the goal at this stage of life isn't to push the body, it's to support its rhythm. When protein intake matches what your kidneys can realistically handle, sleep improves, nighttime urination often decreases, and energy becomes more stable again. But knowing how much to eat still isn't the most overlooked danger. Because there's another habit one that turns even a single egg into a problem, especially when it's prepared the wrong way. And this next one may be doing more damage than you think. If eating too many eggs overwhelms the kidneys slowly, then the way eggs are cooked can accelerate that damage much faster, especially when oil enters the picture. Fried eggs, crispy edges, reused cooking oil. They smell comforting. They taste familiar. And for many people, they feel like a small daily pleasure that couldn't possibly matter. But this habit quietly changes what an egg does inside your body. I once worked with a man in his early 70s who ate just 1 egg a day. Not 3, not 4, just 1. But it was always fried golden edges, sizzling oil, often using the same pan and oil from the day before. It's only 1 egg, he told me. Yet he complained of heavy sleep, waking up multiple times at night and feeling strangely exhausted in the morning. His cholesterol was climbing. His creatinine was edging upward. Nothing dramatic, but nothing improving either. Here's the science behind that pattern. When oils are heated to high temperatures, especially repeatedly, they oxidize. This creates compounds known as lipid peroxides in advanced oxidation products. Research shows these substances damage blood vessel lining and increase inflammation throughout the body. And the kidneys are especially vulnerable because their filtration units rely on extremely delicate microblood vessels. When blood becomes thicker, more inflammatory, and less flexible, kidney filtration efficiency drops. Eggs already contain natural cholesterol. When you fry them in oil, especially reused oil, you dramatically increase saturated fat intake and oxidative stress. Studies link this combination to higher LDL cholesterol and faster vascular stiffening, both of which reduce blood flow to the kidneys. Reduced blood flow means reduced filtration. Reduced filtration means waste products linger longer in the bloodstream, especially at night when the kidneys are supposed to slow down and recover. The solution isn't to fear fat, but to respect heat. Eggs are best prepared gently, boiled for 8 to 10 minutes, steamed, or softly cooked with minimal oil at low temperature. If oil is used occasionally, it should be fresh and limited, never reused, never overheated. These small changes dramatically reduce oxidative load and help preserve blood vessel health, which directly protects kidney function. Because at this stage of life, kidneys don't fail because of one bad meal. They weaken because of repeated stress from habits that feel harmless. And frying is one of the most underestimated sources of that stress. But even if you cook eggs perfectly, there's another mistake that silently undermines digestion and kidney balance, one that has nothing to do with heat, protein, or oil, and yet affects millions of people every single day. Even when eggs are cooked gently and eaten in reasonable amounts, there's another mistake that quietly sabotages digestion, and kidney balance. And it's one most people never suspect. It's not the egg itself, it's what you eat with it or what you drink right after. Because food doesn't work alone in the body, it reacts. And some combinations create far more stress than the egg ever would on its own. I once spoke with a retired teacher who told me, "Dr. Johnny, I only eat one boiled egg. I'm very careful." But every morning, right after finishing her egg, she drank a large cup of strong hot tea. By afternoon, she felt bloated. At night, her sleep was light. And by early morning, she was up again running to the bathroom. Her labs showed mild but persistent increases in creatinine, even though her diet looked clean on paper. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. Tea, especially strong black or green tea, contains tannic acid. When tannins meet protein from eggs, they form complexes that are harder to digest. This slows stomach emptying, increases fermentation in the gut, and often leads to bloating and gas. Studies in nutritional biochemistry show that protein-tannin binding reduces nutrient absorption and increases residual nitrogen waste in the intestines. That waste doesn't just disappear, it eventually gets absorbed and must be filtered by the kidneys. Another common combination is eggs eaten alongside large portions of red meat. Individually, they may be tolerable. Together, they create a protein load far beyond what aging kidneys can comfortably process. Excess protein is broken down into urea and creatinine, increasing renal filtration demand. Research consistently shows that high combined animal protein meals raise post-meal nitrogen burden, especially in adults over 60. Then there's soy milk. Many people believe eggs and soy milk make a perfect health pair, but soy contains trypsin inhibitors, compounds that interfere with protein digestion. When eggs are eaten with soy milk, protein breakdown becomes inefficient. Digestion slows, more waste products circulate longer, and once again the kidneys are left doing extra cleanup. The solution is simple but powerful. Eat eggs with vegetables that support digestion: zucchini, squash, leafy greens, cabbage. If you drink tea or coffee, wait at least 1 hour after eating eggs. Avoid pairing eggs with large servings of red meat in the same meal, and separate eggs and soy products into different times of the day. These small adjustments dramatically reduce digestive stress and lower the kidney's filtration burden. Because the danger isn't just what you eat, it's how foods interact once they meet inside your body. And many people unknowingly create kidney stress every day through combinations that feel completely harmless. But even if you eat eggs with the right foods, there's another habit, one rooted in convenience, that may be doing even more damage over time, especially when meals are prepared ahead and reheated. Even when people fix how they cook eggs and what they eat them with, there's one habit rooted in convenience that quietly causes long-term damage: eating eggs that were cooked earlier, stored overnight, and reheated again and again. It feels practical. It feels responsible. But for aging kidneys, this habit can turn a simple food into a metabolic burden. I remember a man in his early 70s who hated wasting food. He would fry or boil several eggs at once, store them in the refrigerator, then reheat them over the next 2 or 3 days. It's the same egg, he said, but his body told a different story. He felt heavy after meals. His stomach felt tight. Nights became restless. He woke up multiple times to urinate, and his morning energy never fully returned. When we reviewed his labs, his cholesterol and creatinine had both climbed slowly but steadily. Here's what science explains. Eggs are rich in protein and fat, and once cooked, their protective structure is gone. During storage, even in the refrigerator, proteins and lipids continue to oxidize. When eggs are reheated, especially multiple times, protein structure becomes further denatured, creating compounds that are harder to digest. Studies in food chemistry show that repeated heating increases oxidative byproducts and nitrogenous waste, placing additional strain on the gut and liver before the kidneys even get involved. And when digestion becomes inefficient, more metabolic waste enters circulation. The kidneys must then filter these byproducts, often during the night. This is why people who regularly eat reheated eggs often report bloating, irregular bowel movements, disturbed sleep, and increased nighttime urination. The kidneys are working when they should be resting. The solution here is discipline, not restriction. Cook eggs fresh whenever possible. Eat them the same day they're prepared. If storage is unavoidable, limit it to under 24 hours. Keep the eggs properly sealed and reheat only once. If you don't finish the portion, discard the rest. The cost of wasting one egg is far less than the cost of forcing your kidneys into repeated cleanup cycles. Because in the body, freshness isn't just about taste, it's about metabolic load. And small habits repeated daily quietly shape kidney health over the years. But even if eggs are fresh cooked properly and eaten with the right foods, there's one final mistake that often determines whether kidneys recover or continue to decline. And it happens at a time when most people least expect it. And now we come to the mistake that quietly ties all the others together, the one that often determines whether the kidneys recover or continue to decline. Eating eggs too late at night. This habit feels harmless. Sometimes it even feels light. But biologically, it may be the most disruptive choice of all. I once cared for a man in his mid-60s who ate very clean all day. Breakfast was simple, lunch was balanced, but around 9 or 10 p.m., he would make himself a fried or boiled egg. "It's just protein," he said. "It won't hurt." Yet every night his sleep was broken. He woke up 2-3 times to urinate. By morning, he felt drained. His labs showed rising creatinine, even though nothing else in his diet seemed excessive. Here's what's happening inside the body. After sunset, digestion slows. Stomach acid decreases. Gut movement becomes gentler. At the same time, the kidneys are supposed to shift into maintenance mode, filtering, lightly conserving energy, and repairing tissue. Protein from eggs takes time to break down. When eaten late, that protein is still being metabolized while you're trying to sleep. The liver converts excess amino acids into urea and creatinine, and the kidneys are forced to filter them right when they should be resting. Research on circadian biology shows that nighttime protein intake increases nocturnal nitrogen excretion and disrupts sleep architecture, especially in older adults. This explains why late egg meals are strongly associated with nighttime urination, shallow sleep, and morning fatigue. Over time, repeated night shift filtration accelerates kidney wear, even when daytime eating looks perfect. The solution is timing, not fear. Eggs belong earlier in the day, ideally at breakfast or lunch, when digestive enzymes are strong and circulation is active. If eggs must be eaten in the evening, they should be fully cooked, lightly seasoned, and consumed before 6 or 7 p.m., never close to bedtime. At night, the body needs lighter meals that allow the kidneys to truly power down. Because kidneys don't just fail from what you eat. They fail from when you eat, especially when they're never allowed to sleep. But knowing these 6 mistakes still isn't the final piece. Because the most powerful change isn't what you remove, it's how you realign protein with your body's natural rhythm. And that final principle may decide whether your kidneys stabilize or move one step closer to dialysis. Before we close, I want you to remember one important thing. If you've recognized yourself in any part of this video, please don't feel guilty or afraid. These habits were never about carelessness. Most people were simply doing what they believed was healthy. The good news is that awareness alone already puts you one step ahead. Your kidneys are resilient organs. When they are given the right conditions, rest, rhythm, and gentler nutrition, they often respond better than we expect, even after years of quiet strain. You don't need extreme diets. You don't need to fear eggs or protein. What truly matters is timing, preparation, and consistency. Small adjustments like eating eggs earlier in the day, cooking them fully, keeping portions reasonable, and respecting your body's natural sleep cycle can reduce nighttime stress on your kidneys and improve your sleep far more than any supplement ever could. These are not dramatic changes, but they are powerful ones. If this video helped you understand your body a little better, I encourage you to save it. You may want to revisit these points later or share them with someone you care about, a parent, a partner, or a friend who struggles with poor sleep, nighttime urination, or rising creatinine. Sometimes one shared video can prevent years of silent damage. And if you want to continue learning how to care for your kidneys in a realistic, science-based, and compassionate way, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. I regularly share updated medical knowledge, practical nutrition strategies, and lifestyle guidance specifically designed for adults over 60 so you can protect your kidneys, your sleep, and your long-term independence. New research is emerging every year, and staying informed is one of the most powerful tools you have. Above all, I want you to leave this video with hope. Kidney health is not only about lab numbers. It's about how you feel when you wake up in the morning. It's about sleeping through the night. It's about having the energy to enjoy your days and the clarity to make choices that support your future. Even small changes repeated daily can shift the direction of your health in a meaningful way. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your body, take care of your kidneys, and remember, when you eat with understanding and live in rhythm with your body, healing becomes a process, not a struggle.